morning, friends. Welcome.
A bit pale.
I'm a bit pale. I'm working on that. Say hi to Mossy Moo. She's here in the background being a pest. There she is. Okay. Hair's on point this morning, isn't it? It's time to paint some toys. We've had a good couple of days, Christmas, all that stuff. But now we're going to get into more Grimcoven so we can get it ready for some filming. I've now painted 3 of the elites. I've painted most of the terrain. Hello, dog. You've got a weird eyebrow at the moment. Little dog's here. Wonder if I should take off the, I should take this camera off so we can have a Ellie cam.
Yeah.
Hey. Ellie cam, Ellie cam. Anyway, I was gibbering then. We're gonna paint this guy today. Zoom out a bit so you can see what this guy is. I don't know what he is. He's a whirlwind of swirling lament, I think. So, should be a relatively easy paint job, so we'll have some time to do another one. Alexa, airbrush on. So Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, celebration, holidays, all that gear, well done. If it was a good time for you, congratulations. If it was not as good, don't worry, this year will be better, maybe. Someone who has a generally very positive spin on life. I'm always excited about what the future brings. In my case, for this year, it's going to bring a dinosaur diorama. Oh, there's a little guy in there. Yep, so I'm slowly but surely building up the necessary bits and bobs that I need for the dinosaur diorama. Next cab off the rank is some 3D printed elements, which we'll need to... Is that in the right spot, do you reckon? Maybe I'll move that. Which we'll need to build up the base and the surrounds, and we're going to need a lot of trees this time. I've got lots of foliage to use, but we need some height in the foliage. So tree roots, etc. Yeah, this guy's going to be an easy paint. Tonight, baby, I wanna get freaky with you. I've got this dude. Maybe I'll just do white on him. Hey, Sammy, Happy New Year. Oh, I don't think there's a lot of people in chat yet, if at all. It's been a slow decline of people being interested in watching me paint toy soldiers. Just the fact that I don't do exciting stuff anymore. I do. I've still got quite a few display projects. I've got my dwarves that are very close to finish. I should really just get over the hump and do those. G'day, what? I should really just get over the hump, finish the dwarves. It's been a different year for me in painting. I've seen a lot of art versus artists over the last 12 months, the last couple of days that are talking about the last 12 months. And I remember about 3 or 4 years ago, I did 50 display projects in the year, including 4 or 5 giant dioramas. And this year I reckon I painted maybe 10 display projects. One of them, of course, was a big diorama. But it's just been a very different last 12 months for me in terms of my energy around painting display stuff, and I can't really pinpoint a specific reason. I moved house, which is always going to have an impact on stuff. I've changed jobs in that last 12 months as well. And I've had this experience with the crimson brush that's been the first couple of years it was just a bit of fun to do, to organise. But recently it's still fun, but it just feels a lot more like work than it does like fun. So So without giving myself any goals, because I dislike New Year's resolutions, I feel like if something's important enough to change, it doesn't need to wait for an arbitrary date, it can just change. So I dislike resolutions. I'd like to feel a little more passionate about my display painting this year. And it'll happen. I've always had an ebb and flow to my hobby life. But I've always said it's got to feel right, and this year it just hasn't been a priority for me to paint little toys in the same way that it has for previous years, and I feel confident that'll change. Put them aside, as in not complete them and just say that's it, you're done. Oh yeah. That's a good one. For a long time I would always try to avoid doing that because I felt like if I was going to put something aside it was never going to get finished. But then in the last few years that's not been the case. I've been able to go back to stuff when the time felt right and finish it. That's the piece though, when the time feels right. What if it never feels right? It will. It will. Alexa, airbrush off. I might just see if we can get a little cheeky Ellie cam happening here. Yes, that volume issue is because I haven't set up my microphone properly on that other screen. That'll probably work now. So that's Ellie. She's a very sweet girl. You? Alright, I'm going to paint, okay? We'll go for a run later. Hey! Silly Billy. Ellie Cam. We've set it up. I talked about it for years. We've done it in the first stream of the new year. What a great effort. Alright. Why? Were you just watching Ellie Cam? Yeah, most of the time she will just sit there under the table behind me, just hanging out. Mossy gets unhappy about that though and makes her come out there because she doesn't like it. That the dog likes me more. So basically this model is just a swirling vortex of lament. In the game, Grimcoven lament is like this misty red thing, and this is a swirling vortex of that. So I'm going to be able to paint this relatively quickly because it's all just red, and then the rest of the stuff is the ground, and then some chains. I'm in chains. I'm in chains. So we'll just paint these with the colours we've done the bases for everything. We'll paint the chains, then we'll give it a little bit more red glow. Morning, Cragzog. And Bob's your uncle. We're under 3 weeks out from Crimson now. This is the day, the moment that Crimson will be happening. 3 weeks' time. When I say 3 weeks out, it means I'm driving down to set up. My trip starts a fair bit earlier. No, you'll be fine, mate. You'll be fine. I'm sure you've got some wonderful projects ready to go. Should be a good year for CB. I don't know how tickets are going at the moment, but I'm sure it's going well. A lot of people do that. Makes sense a little bit. You don't know exactly what you're going to have finished. So, Stranger Things finale. How did we feel? For those people that are fanatics like me, that have already watched it. Did it work? Did it fail in your estimations? I went back and re-watched most of it, the finale. And I feel like the parts that definitely worked were the denouement, as in everything that happened after the epic showdown. That was all lovely and worked wonderfully. The actual showdown, I was ambivalent towards. Are you a TV show watcher, Emily, or are you not really much of a TV watcher? Well, I think you should give it a binge. I was trying to explain to Mossy why I like it. She's like, it's a show for teenagers. You're a little boy. It's her exact words. And I said, you're an idiot. No. It is just a show that wonderfully captures the nerd hobby. And what it feels like growing up as a little nerd. The show is heavily inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. Characters and moments, all heavily inspired. And that works really well. Black. Yes, a lot of people have recommended Landman to me, including my mum and dad. Francesco and Waldo, the legends. Might have may have to give it a watch. Oh, we're losing him. The blue tack can't take a cabin. Lovely. Where's me other purple contrast paint? What are you called? Not Luxian purple, but there's another one. There it is. Nope, that's Leviathan blue. Shyish purple. Perfect. Amazing. Amazing. I say this all the time, but I really like painting board games models. Damn, we lost it. Alright. If you're ever feeling like you've lost your mojo, just grab out some of these guys and just paint. Just have a nice time painting. Don't worry about how good it looks, just do a moderate job. Do like audiobooks. I just said to Mossy the other day, I'm going to restart the Dresden Files audiobook, narrated by Spike from Buffy. Excellent. Ah, brutal burrito, that's unfortunate. Yeah, get some paint up you, Gary. Nice one, Gary. Happy New Year, Dom. No, Gary, no. No, Gary, no. Yes, it is good quality stuff. He's a character. Almani. Alexa, airbrush on. Come on, Denner, get it together, son. Alright. Cool, man. Just need to grab some. Might actually go a little bit of a darker undershadow, maybe. Nah, I'm fine. So we need to do the silver. Alexa, airbrush off. That's easy enough. I'm in chains. Your poison running through my veins. Poison. I don't wanna break these chains. Don't wanna love you 'cause I want it too much, too much. I wanna kiss you but your lips are venomous poison. Your poison running through my veins, yeah, poison. I did try and get Mossy involved again today. I've got some terrain stuff she could have painted. Got some stuff she could have done. But no, she said no. She said, I hate you. Had enough of your rubbish. It's been a long year. That's what she said to me. I said, Mossy, it's been 2 days. And she said, exactly. It's been a long year spending that 2 days with you. Haha, that's a banger though. Alice Cooper. but your lips are venomous poison. Your poison running through my veins. Alright, pretty good looking deno. We'll let that dry. Might just do a little bit of these portals. Fuck, that only took 40 minutes. Damn. Maybe we'll do another big green guy. So there's all of these cool models that have this see-through acrylic plastic inside them. And I wasn't sure how I was going to paint them. Particularly these portals. The green looks really cool. Ooh. And painting them seems like more effort. So cool. I'll just leave them that colour, but then you have this problem where you have to paint very carefully to avoid the green, so I'm not sure if this is actually time saving or not. Alright, let's do the Devourer. I'm excited about that guy. Boop. 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 Here's the Devourer. Swirly Deathmon, you can't see it. That's alright, you'll see it in a second. Alexa, airbrush on. We'll start with an olive green. Be able to see him now. Golden brown, texture like sun. I played some incredible board games this year. Yes, I did mean to say this year. I played like 4 board games. It's been a good year for games. And now, the greatest colour known to humankind. Pistachio! Broadly speaking, when you airbrush a colour, it loses a lot of its potency. So, when you use a colour like pistachio, which is extremely potent, it's not going to read quite as powerfully as it would if you painted it with a brush. Oh my god, this guy's got a little Pope hat on. Why has he got a little Pope hat? It looks like he's got papal vestments as well. Okay, so this guy's story was that he was a religious man. Cool. All these monsters are formerly humans who've been corrupted by lament. It's the story of the game. Cool. Alright. Let's do some brush stuff. Alexa, airbrush off. Alright, Dom, have a fantastic day. Yes, I'm being particularly boring today. Just enjoying painting. Yeah, but that's one of my challenges. And streaming. Try and find a way to be interesting when I don't have much to say. It's easy when you're playing a game, you can just talk about the game. I suppose I can talk about the painting that I'm doing, why I'm doing things. He's got sort of like a crocodile mouth. I didn't realise he had a crocodile mouth. Thought he was from the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring. I thought he was like the Watcher in the Waves. So my plan of attack with this model is to paint everything in a nice vibrant colour and then use my contrast paints to drop that vibrancy down, smooth things out, and add some dirt and grime, which has been my approach for most of the board games figures I've done. Alright, so papal vestments I'm going to do in brown, and then I'll wash those. I have this eternal struggle. Eternal is a very strong word, but every time I'm painting board games models, I think to myself, geez, I'd really love to do a great job on this. This is a sick model. I'm really stoked to be painting this. And every time I think that, I think, but you've got 50 to go for this game. Is that what you want to do? Do you want to spend the next 3 months painting 50 models for this board game? And even then, there's no guarantee that I'll finish those models in that time frame. So I constantly have to remind myself the goal is getting these done. They don't need to be painted to the same standard as a display piece. You don't need to do cool stuff, fancy tricks. As long as they look reasonably good on the table, that is the goal. So that is what I remind myself. Teeth. In the game, you can actually get trapped in this guy's stomach. He picks you up, shoves you in his gob, and moves on. And there's a special tile which you sit inside of his stomach. Very fun. Of the Griefbound that I've played, which is all of them, this one was the one that I enjoyed the most on that first play. I genuinely was enthusiastic about this guy picking people up and eating them. Pink, pink, pink. This tentacle is putting stuff in the gob. That's cool. I like it a lot. Alright, let's do some silver. This is like a goblet. That's awesome. Oh, these are arms. That's arms. That's so cool. Okay. I wonder if this is a commentary on religion, the fact that the devourer is a priest. Formerly was a priest. So like the observation is that the church is ever hungry, constantly demanding more. Wonder if that's me reading too much into things. Who's to say? Oh, little spider friend. Cool. This is a cool model, and it has been a productive painting session. Now the question I have to ask is, what am I going to play this afternoon? What game will I play this afternoon? For Christmas, I got myself a game called SETI. Thanks, Franco and Walt. Highly regarded by a number of people, including Paul Grogan from Gaming Rules, someone who I'm a big supporter of. Alright. Now we get to go on to the stuff that makes this look good, hopefully. Switch over to my big brush. I'm going to use a dark red for the skin. some purple as well. We'll use the other purple, Luxian purple. Alright, looking good. A little bit of purple. And I'm going to try and focus the purple on the suckers, mostly. Purple. You've grabbed too much purple, Dano. I've seen a lot of Nurgle paint jobs. Maybe I was inspired by that recently. Some cool Nurgle models came out. People seem to be painting a lot of Nurgle. I love Nurgle. Oh, speaking of, we've got the Crimson Challenger at Crimson Brush this year. Are you going to paint? Nurgle model, the Lord of Blights. Yes, there is a lot of very good models coming out from Games Workshop, which is unsurprising, right? They have for a very long time been absolutely exceptional figure crafters. Just try a tiny little drop here. That's probably a bit too much, but we'll have to make do. The great, the mighty Rust. Dirty down. time's the test match start? Craigsog, is it in an hour? Or is it now? Great. Been an enjoyable summer of cricket. Ooh. Cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. I'm a rocket ship on my way to Mars on a collision course. I am a satellite. I'm out of control. I'm a sex machine ready to reload. Like an atom bomb about to whoa, explode. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees is why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a super slime man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me now. Don't stop me. Don't wanna stop at all. Yeah. Wildwood, maybe? Where are you at? There you are. Haha. Hello to you, Paint Liquor. Divinal's Radio on Spotify. Mossy got a brand new speaker for Christmas, so I'm getting to listen to all of her music, which is just exactly what I wanted. You're not really a Swift fan. Not really a Swiftie. She's a country music girl, so she always listens to fucking country songs. Taylor Swift's more of a pop star these days. You're gonna vacuum? Yeah. There's some absolute tripe coming out of her fucking speakers. Alrighty, I'll just dry that off with the airbrush. We will add the red, and that'll be a lovely, lovely result. Alexa, airbrush on. And now I'm in this cold bright light, and this don't even feel like life. I don't have the only one who's there for me. Well, 2 little grief bound done. That's a pretty good return on investment for today. What have we done? Hour and a half. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to do a count now, and hopefully it's going to be motivating and not demotivating. How many... Alexa, airbrush off. How many of these little dickheads have I finished painting? Versus how many have I got to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, plus 10. So I've got about 30 to go in this paint job for Grimcoven. And if I was super keen, I could do an awesome job on this. This guy's got so much cool detail. Look at the... he's got saliva dripping out of his mouth. Awesome. He's got all these little lanterns, so we could do some sick OSL glow from the lantern. Man. Oh well, say la vie. Say you will, say you won't, say you do what I don't, say it true, say to me, say la vie. Fight like me does well. Oh, we got enough red left over. Maybe not quite. Yeah, this one's fun. I might make this guy the first recorded playthrough I do with a painted Grimcoven collection. I might even work towards that. I might even make the next few figures that I paint be the heroes that I play against this guy, because I think that will be positive for motivation. I have all of the minions painted, which is great. I have all of the terrain painted with the exception of the portals, which I'll need to do. And then I have 3 elites painted. And the maximum you can see in a game is 2, so I'll just ensure that I'm choosing from those. So I just need to decide which 2 heroes I'll face off with. I think I'll use the Technomancer, because the Technomancer is one of the models that I'm excited about painting. And I really like it. Gary, Happy New Year, mate. And I think who should be the other one? Alright. So a couple of little things will finish him off, which will be nice. I'll just do this bit, which will make a difference. some little teeth highlights. He looks cool. Yeah, just looking for little areas where we can add just some little pop highlights. They'll just add a little bit more life. Pretty cool what we can get done in about 45 minutes. Alright, let's call it a day on this guy. And this guy, we'll put some grass on their bases. And that will be a very good day of Grimcoven painting. grass on all of them. Oh, I can put a little grass on him. Yeah, that'll be fine. Little well. It's cool. Oof, I feel good. Man. Now I'm just going to quickly whip some stuff on this guy. And make this thing metal. And he's got a chain here. These are all like little vials. Maybe we'll do the vials like this. This guy's an alchemist. So he mixes up crazy potions and what have you. Cool. And then this is just going to be a big old head that I'm going to put glossy red on. And that'll look like $1,000,000. Alchemist done. Get out of here, guy. Look at you go. This guy. This guy. Alright. Now we're cooking. So I've got three little elites to go. This little werewolf, this little witch doctor guy, and this little renegade hunter. So they should all be pretty straightforward. Then we got these portals. I might try and do these portals very quickly. Bigger brush probably will fix this problem. These are actually from a board game, Gary. These are from a game called Grimcoven. It's got, a very scary sort of vibe. But the next diorama we'll be doing is a dinosaur diorama. So I've got some stuff to get 3D printed now. And I bought some stuff from the op shop yesterday to use. And I'll probably start assembling the models when I get back from Crimson, which is when I have a little break. I have about a 2.5 week break when I get back. when I like to start dioramas in that little period. It's right after I'm inspired creatively by all of the wonderful figures we see at Crimson. Yeah, look, mate, I think there is always lots of projects in my mind ready to go. Whether or not they all come out in the exact way that I want, or at all, is just part of the fun. I'm prioritising Grimcoven at the moment because I think it's an amazing game and I'd like to play some more of it on my YouTube channel. And I committed to having fully painted after doing some playthroughs unpainted, which I felt really good about at the time. This is a great view of what I'm doing. Once we add the red glow to these portals, they'll look pretty good, I reckon. It's the time, coming up on 9, perfect. Yes, yes it was. What's my team? What's my team? Tell me, I wanna know. That's my team. NRL, mate. Unsurprising, you know nothing about it. I'm surprised that it didn't make it down there because the Melbourne Storm, despite being second-class citizens, are a very good team, and I know that the NRL tries to promote the game down there. That would have been funny. Yeah, I get it. For 20 years, I worked for a company that's head office is in Melbourne, and all those fuckers ever talked about was AFL. Here's me just being an NRL fan, just feeling left out of everything. And it didn't help that in that era, the Lions were just awful. They've come good now, which is nice. Oh yeah. Alright, I'll spray those with red glow, but that'll be a job for another time. Probably later on today, once they've all dried. Then I'll do a little bit of green, a little bit of black lining, I think, and then that should be fine. Alright, wonderful people. The next stream on painting will be next Sunday, but probably the thing to keep in mind is that Crimson is only a few short weeks away. So get around it, get excited, and let's get ready to rumble! I'll be back probably tonight playing board games on my YouTube channel. If you want to check me out over there, feel free. But I'll catch you all again soon. Have a fantastic week. Big channel.